Hi guys, it's Becky and today I'm going to be creating this peachy makeup look using my Morphe 35O palette and my Violet Voss Laura Lee palette. I've already done one eye on the left, so I know what I'm doing and it speeds this video up a lot. So firstly I'm taking the warm transition shade in the Morphe 35O palette. It's a kind of muted yellowy tone, but on this skin it's more of a brown, as you can see, and I'm just blending that into my crease and in the outer corner slightly with a Zoeva blending brush. This is just the perfect transition and it helps blend all the other colours that we're going to be applying on top. Now I'm taking a lighter brown shade in the palette, which is also perfect for the crease, but it's a sort of cooler tone brown. It's not as warm as the other shade we've taken, and that's just going to deepen up the socket slightly, and again it's perfect for a transition colour. Then I'm taking a deeper brown and blending that exactly where we've blended the other colours, just to deepen up the crease. And then I'm taking a pencil brush and I'm picking up this burgundy shade and I'm just placing that on the outer corner of my eye and slightly into the crease. This will really warm the eye look up. It gives it a nice burgundy undertone and it's perfect for deepening up that crease. Now I'm taking a bright reddy orange shade in the palette and I'm just using that to bring back some brightness and those peachy tones in the eye makeup look, just because the browns kind of overpower it. So I was just taking that to build that colour back up, and then I'm going back in with the brown to deepen up that eye socket. You can go as dark as you want for this eye makeup look or as light as you want. And now I'm taking two really dark brown colours in the palette. I'm using each of them just to build up the intensity. As you can see, they're really super dark chocolatey brown colours and it just makes the look super dark and smoky. And I'm using that Zoeva pencil brush to really pack it in the inner corner and then blending out, diffusing it so there's no harsh lines. I'm just going back in until I get the intensity that I want and the darkness that I want for this eye makeup look. Now I'm taking a small angled brush and my Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection concealer, and I'm just using that to create a sort of half cut crease. So I'm just placing that on my lid, and just where the crease is I'm just sort of cutting it, if that makes any sense, if you can see what I'm doing. So with the concealer that creates a really nice base and sharp line to apply our eyeshadow on top. As you can see, just following my natural eye shape in my sort of socket area. If you've got hooded eyes or any extra skin, just go slightly higher so you're creating a sort of new socket and eyelid. And then I'm setting that with the light shade in the Morphe 35O palette, just a plain sort of nudie white shade to set that shadow in place. Then I'm going back with a pencil brush and the burgundy shade just to make a sort of soft seamless blend, because we don't want super harsh lines on the outer corner, we just want that sharp line on the inner part of the eye. And then I'm taking a small angle brush and my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just taking the shade 1988 from the Laura Lee palette. And the MAC Fix Plus will just bring out the pigmentation and will just make it super bright, shiny, metallic. It just enhances the colour. And I'm just placing that on the lid where we placed the concealer. And now I'm taking a makeup wipe and I'm just wiping away any fallout, creating a nice sharp winged line. And now I'm taking my Rimmel liquid liner and I'm doing a winged eyeliner look today. So firstly I start sort of in the middle of my eye, do the line as the base, and then I draw a line out and then connect it to create my wing, as you can see. Then I'm taking my Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Cherry Cola, and I'm just using this to really deepen up the outer corner. I like to do this after liner because it just gives you a guideline. It makes it a lot easier so you know exactly where to place the eyeshadow, and then your eye makeup doesn't end up looking muddy or patchy, or you don't end up blending in the wrong area or anything like that. I just find it a lot easier. So as you can see, I'm just placing that slightly in the crease, but particularly in the outer corner, just deepening up up this eye makeup look just using a small sort of blending brush, and then taking my pencil brush and blending that out and winging it out, and then blending it to make it soft so there's no harsh edges. And then I'm taking one of the dark chocolate brown shades like I did before, but just intensifying it even more now, and especially just by the wing on the outer part of my eye, as you can see, and I'm packing it in there, and then I'm using a pencil brush to blend it out. And then I'm taking my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm taking my Barry M Dazzle Dust, and I'm just dipping that in there and just putting it in the very inner corner. This just opens your eye up and it brings a lot of brightness to the inner corner, as this is quite an intense smoky eye look. And now I'm taking my Benefit Professional Primer, and I'm just using that all over my face. This is perfect for oily skin and just helps the makeup last longer. I'm then taking my Makeup Forever HD foundation and my L'Oreal Matte Infallible. The L'Oreal one's a lot lighter, but I love the consistency and colour of the Makeup Forever one, so I mix those together to create a shade that is right for me. I'm just dotting that over my face, and then I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge to blend that out. This sponge is great, and I feel for a more full coverage foundation it's really nice using a sponge because it just gives a more natural finish and blends it in seamlessly. Now I'm taking my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. I think this is in the shade Light. I'm just putting it in all the usual places, under my eyes, on my nose, cupid's bow, chin and forehead. And again, taking that sponge to just blend it out. I feel like sponges give a really airbrush flawless effect. Although I do love brushes, when I'm using a thicker foundation I do use a sponge. Now I'm just taking my Collection face powder and a Zoeva foundation brush and just using that to set all the makeup on my face and to stop me from becoming oily throughout the day. And now I'm taking a Makeup Revolution highlighter. This is super cheap and it's really intense, and I'm just using that as an inner corner highlight and brow highlight. And now I'm doing my lower lash line, and basically for this, for most of my makeup looks, I just take all the shadows that I have used in the crease on the bottom. For this I wanted it to really pick up that bright reddy orangey colour. So I did use quite a lot of that underneath the eye because I wanted it to sort of peek through, as I knew I was going to be using some kohl eyeliner, as you can see on the left hand side. So I really wanted to have that sort of contrast. So I used quite a lot of that bright colour, but still using the browns, the warm tones, the burgundy, all the colours you saw previously I'm using still. And I'm just packing them on with different brushes for how sort of smoked out and blended I want it to be, and then taking my Zoeva blending brush to smoke it out. And now I'm taking my Barry M Kohl pencil, which is waterproof, and this one is so creamy and so cheap, and I'm using that in my waterline, and I'm smoking it out on the lower lash line as well. So I'm just taking that little sponge applicator, as you can see, nothing fancy, but it just smudges it out and gives a nice smoky effect. Now I'm just taking my Rimmel mascara and popping it on my top and bottom lashes. And then I'm taking my Benefit Hoola bronzer and a big bronzing brush, and I'm dusting that on the perimeters of my face, forehead, cheeks, just everywhere, giving a bit of warmth to my face. And once I've done that, I'm taking my Zoeva contour brush and I'm using the same Hoola bronzer to contour, as I feel like this looks so pretty on the skin, and using it as a bronzer and contour kind of ties it together all in one. And it's a really nice natural contour. I think it's the perfect colour. It's not too warm and it's not too cool for my skin tone. And now I'm taking my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter and a fluffy sort of, I think it's supposed to be an eyeshadow brush, but it's way too big for eyeshadow. It's just from like one of the Amazon sets, and I'm just using that for highlighter. It's the perfect shape and size, and I'm using that on my cheekbones, bridge of my nose, tip of my nose and cupid's bow, all the usual places. I really like this highlighter, it's super pretty. And now I'm taking my lash. These are the Superdrug ones I used in my previous video. I bought new ones because I stocked up because I love them so much. So I'm just using tweezers to apply those. And now I'm taking my face powder and just a flat foundation brush and just sort of cleaning up my contour, just sort of carving it out, if that makes sense, underneath it, just to brighten up the under area so it sort of brings out the contour. And now I'm taking my MAC Fix Plus and just spraying that all over my face to set the makeup in place. And now onto the lips. I'm taking my NYX lip liner in the shade Vanilla Sky, and I'm using this just to outline my lips. It's a sort of nudie brownie pink colour, so it's perfect for any lipstick really. And I'm taking my Max Factor lipstick. This is a matte one in the shade Sunkiss, number 10. It's one of their matte lipsticks and it's such a pretty colour, nice corally shade. It's a bit bright for this entire look and I want to make it more peachy, so I'm taking my Kat Von D lipstick and I think it's the shade Munica. Not sure how to pronounce it. Patting that in. Love this lip combination, and that is the finished look. Thanks for watching. Bye.